Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horn. Here's your sip of chaga coffee. Oh, lots going on. Clearly, Afghanistan is a big deal on the road to Ruta. It always has been. The origins of that war and the subsequent wars has been a big deal for a very long time. I'll get to that in a second. It is part of our monetary system. It's part of the road to Ruta. It's the main reason. I'll get to it in a second. Really interesting stuff, though. Let's talk about silver. Completely under control. The bad guys. There is talk that the good old Rustin Benham, whatever his name is, look at this criminal. Biden said to pick Benham as top U.S. derivatives regulator. This is the guy who just recently, thanks to our friend Chris Marcus pointed out, said, okay, we had to tamp down the price of silver. A U.S. regulator admitting that the rigging of the markets is real. As a matter of fact, they participate in it. They not only are supposed to be the third-party, disinterested legal regulator, he admitted that they're involved in controlling the price of silver. We can't let the price of silver go to fair market value, now can we? Asshole. Sorry. CFTC candidate has been acting head since January. They announced he was leaving. He was supposed to leave at the end of June. Benham expected to focus on climate change issues as chair. Are you kidding me? Why not learn how to do your job? Don't worry about climate change. Worry about doing your job and finding a free market in some strange part of the universe. Free markets are part of America. They're the foundation of true, honest capitalism, should be the foundation of America. It is not. It is a rig job. And the CFTC was invented and put in place right after we went off the gold standard in the early, 71, to assist in the rigging of the markets, to provide cover for the market riggers. Look at this asshole. He doesn't even look, is he an alien? I don't know. He looks like some Star Trek, grumpy alien, if you ask me. It just looks like, understand that. President Joe Biden, yeah, maybe, plans to name Rustin Benham to lead the U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission, which oversees as much of the $582 trillion global derivative market, including cryptocurrency trading. Oh, really? Does this? If the CFTC overlooks cryptocurrency trading, why is the SEC involved? According to people with knowledge of the matter. Of course, they couldn't say this themselves because we don't even know if this is a real entity anymore, the CFTC. We don't. We don't know if we have a real government. Who knows anything anymore? The White House recently selected Benham, who's been leading the agency on an interim basis since January. He's the guy who they were losing control of the silver price. He's the guy they brought in to tamp down the price. Who's been leading the agency on an interim basis since January, according to people who weren't authorized to speak publicly. Now, wait a minute. What does that mean? The White House recently selected Benham, who's been leading the agency on an interim basis since January, according to people who weren't authorized to speak publicly. I don't know what that means. Does that mean he really isn't leading the agency, or he was selected, probably about to select it? The timing of an announcement is still weeks away. What do you want to bet? They're holding off so he can go down with the ship. The criminal ship. And I'll get to that in 1 second. There's so much going on the road to Ruta, the ending of the old system. I talked to Jenny about it on Sunday. Or on Friday, I posted that, and all you private road members, you need to go check that one out. Go to the private road. It is entitled Reading on the Collapse and the Transition. Is it really happening? There's Ruta right there with the gold and all that. Those who know about it, go check it out. Know about Road to Ruta. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with Benham. My guess is that they're keeping him in place to be the scapegoat, not a scapegoat, one of those assholes to blame for the collapse of the system. And there should be massive investigations into this guy, by the way. All right. So silver's still getting rigged. We know that under $25. Please back up your truck and load up on silver. Under $25 silver is ridiculous. Call Andy Scheckman or send him an email. Andy, A-N-D-Y, at milesfranklin.com. milesfranklin.com. Sub $25 silver is not going to last very long. If you can get your hands on physical, God knows the bankers need it. Let me show you that in a second. I'll show you it right now. What's going on with the banker? On the banker side, we are looking at, after the huge slam down on the 6th and the 9th of, that would be last Friday or 2 Fridays ago, and on Monday, look at that. Almost 170 or almost 75, 750. It would be 740,000, right around there. 740,000 ounces of electronic silver got dumped on the market. If you're asking, oh my God, what happened to silver, Bix? There it is. That's what happened. That's what Rustin Benham's supposed to stop. Manipulative moves like that. But he can't. He's not. He's not. The idea is to keep silver under control. And he came out of his mouth. We had to tamp down the silver price because they were losing control of the rig. The only thing he left out saying was of the rig. We're losing control of the rig. Let's see who is playing in these games. There's only a couple players left, by the way. A couple criminal bankers that's all that's left. That's all that's left. Well, take a look at open interest. It's tiny coming into a huge month of September. Tiny, 75,000 contracts. I mean, obviously, a lot of them get rolled over and flipped, and the Jeffrey Christians of the world, he taught him how to do that when he was working for Jay Aaron with all the criminals at Goldman Sachs. But 75 is way low. Everybody's asking me, Bix, why is open interest so low? It's because the bad guys are getting out of their contracts. The bad guys are getting out of their short contracts. That's why they're slamming it down. On these slam downs, it's not like they load up on shorts. They start the fall, and then they cover their shorts. They put a big sell order out. Everybody dumps, says, oh my God, my margin, I'm getting killed here. And then they cover their shorts. It's been going on since the 1970s. But right now, they're so underwater, they just want to get out. The bankers just want to get out of the silver market. And they're going to give it to the hedge funds to rig the markets. BlackRock especially. Virtu Financial, the computer rigging arm of the cabal. It's not like this is any kind of secret. All you silver lovers. There's no such thing as a free market in silver. There hasn't been. At least since the invention of computer trading programs by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s and 70s. But it goes way back to the Opium Wars. The Opium Wars is when China, or the UK, it was called England back then. England was losing all its silver to China through fair trade. People were trading their silver for the spices and the teas and stuff from China. So all the silver was flowing into China. They set up HSBC, Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, to start the transition, shall we call it, get the Chinese people addicted to opium, only sell opium in silver, and that way HSBC was able to redirect silver back into England. That goes back to the 1850s. That's how long this bullshit's been going on. And it's been going on ever since, in different ways, in different forms. So right now it's computer trading programs on the COMEX. Very easy to do. It wasn't easy back when Alan Greenspan and Arthur Burns, the head of the Fed, implemented the programs to control the price. Back in right around when they went off the gold standard. It was amazing what he did. Yes, Greenspan invented electronic money. And he blames himself for Y2K. He's the guy who programmed only 2 digits in instead of 4. There were other people, obviously. But all this has been under control since then. That's what is so important about the Road to Ruta documents. It shows everything that happened since 1971. The control of all markets. We live in a little fairy tale world. There's no such thing as free markets anymore. That's why there's so much chaos. That's why we're losing our country. Because we strayed. We were too afraid of the consequences of going off this fiat money system. We've been too afraid. Well, we haven't been. We haven't been given the choice. The controllers of our lives have been given the choice, but now we're going to break free. I can't believe Dick Allgaier is still afraid of these guys. They've been exposed, and they are weak. They are not going to take over our lives. Absolutely not. We have control of this shit. The good guys will win this battle. If you don't think it's got anything to do with 9/11, just look at the Road to Ruta documents right here. Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. What is Ruta writing in the sand right there? 11 plus 9. Islamic crescent moon right there. You don't think it has anything to do with 9/11? We're coming up to the anniversary of 9/11, and it is a big one. Probably the biggest one. Why? Top Biden official admits fall of Afghanistan unfolded at unexpected speed. It's bullshit. It is absolutely in line with the plan. What's going to happen when it is revealed what really happened on 9/11? If you don't know what happened on 9/11, go to roadtoruta.com and go to the resources section. Go to the resources section right up at the top, educational resources. Go down to these. There are 3 documents there that came out. These are all produced, I believe, by the ONI, the Office of Naval Intelligence. Came out a few years after 9/11. This is the real story of what really happened, who was involved, how they did it. It wasn't 19 hijackers. When that gets revealed to the rest of the world, what do you think will happen to the faith and confidence in the dollar, the faith and confidence of our controllers, the faith and confidence of the banking system? Gone. Gone. That's why you gotta own gold, silver, and cryptos. Because there won't be any deciders. There's no quantum financial system coming. It's such a joke. You've been conned again. There's no Nesra and Gesra. You've been conned again. Nobody would have the moral authority to implement anything like that when this is revealed. Who did it and why? There's the first. When I read this report, I'm like, they don't leave anything out. They tell you who, why. They give you the history. Going back, all the way back to the bankers. What happened on the missile that hit the Pentagon and all that. How stupid are you if you believe 9/11 was 19 hijackers? Who took down World Trade Center 7? Are you kidding me? The 3rd building that fell at free fall speed? How stupid do you need to be? This goes through what was in World Trade Center 7. The documents, the investigations. Who, how, why, when, the people involved. It goes back to World War II and the origins of the banking cabal. And they're all involved. All the way back to Allen Dulles, the first director of the CIA. What is the world going to think when they find out that the U.S. government, people high up in the U.S. government were involved in 9/11? What happened after 9/11? How many people died? Here's an estimate. 308,000 people died in Iraq. 1,000. Syria, 179,000. Afghanistan, 57,000. These are all directly related to 9/11. And we lost all our freedoms with the Patriot Act, that phony Patriot Act, thousands of pages long, that was literally already written and just ready for sign-off. I think it was 20 days later is when it was, here you go, here's your Patriot Act, stealing all of your rights and your liberties. This is what's coming out now. And how is the world going to react to the U.S. dollar, to the U.S. in general? Thank God we're finally pulling our troops home. Everybody should hunker down in their own country right now. Remember, in 2008, when we had the last financial crash, when did it happen? It started on 9/11. Senator Ken Jaworski even told us, I hope you guys have seen that video so far. I should have put that one up. Look up Senator Ken Jaworski, 9/11 financial collapse. Started at 10 o'clock in the morning on 9/11. Now 9/11 this year, the 20th anniversary, 20th anniversary is on a Saturday. If there's going to be financial chaos, will it be Friday or Monday? I don't know, but probably one of those days. And if the truth comes out, which there are people fighting to reveal the truth, the U.S. to review 9/11 records with an eye towards making more public. Really? You find out Dick Cheney was involved. What happens? You find out your military was involved. You find out the Israeli Secret Service is involved. You find out banks were involved. You find out the covering up of the Black Eagle Trust. All this stuff is in those documents, and there's 3 of them. There's that one, which is collateral damage. There's this one, part 2, gets into the subprime crisis and how it all fits together. It's a financial deal. And then number 3, you got the murders of certain people involved, individuals responsible for the attack, root cause of the attack on Trade Center 7. Of course it was. And there's a big section on the rigging of the gold market. The Russians, the Israelis, the World Trade Center, gold trading and money laundering investigations canceled after World Trade Center collapse. Of course, Building 7 held all the documents for the investigation of gold and silver rigging. It all makes sense. That is 100% why this is what Ruta is writing in the sand. It needs to end, and it's going to end. That's where we are. Hang on tight. When the world finds out that 9/11 was a con, a false flag, what's going to happen to faith and confidence in the UN, the World Bank, the financial system in general? It was all part of it. That's what Ruta's screaming about right there. It's all part of it. So will there be a bunch of deciders saying, okay, we're going to move on to the NESTRA Act, National Economic Stability and Recovery Act? No. The quantum financial system, which will be controlled by nothing, by XRP. Give me a break. XRP will be gone. With no banks, you don't need XRP. That's the bankers. XRP was always a way for the banks to move forward. But when the 9/11 Commission report comes out, or the truth about it comes out, you can kiss all that goodbye. There will be no banks. Banks are the problem, not the solution, which means XRP is the problem, not the solution. Everything will have to be decentralized when it comes to money from now on. That's why you have to have cryptos. You have to have silver. Even if you don't believe in cryptos and you don't believe in silver, you can even get that pet rock gold. Because that's all it's... I mean, the biggest problem with gold is nobody knows how much there is. And yes, I do think gold will be used as money. They've been running around counting the real gold. I have an insider source who says they've gone to every country and everybody's had to spill their guts on how much gold they have already dug out of the ground and how much in the ground has been identified. But that still doesn't cover the secret stashes. So there's no way to fully understand how much gold there is in the world. So how are you going to value it? We know there's 21 million Bitcoin, 84 million Litecoin. We know that. We know there's 1 billion, did I say million or billion? 84 million Litecoin, 21 million Bitcoin. That will be mined, and the final coins are mined in like 20, what was it, 20, I don't know, a long time. But get it. Get yourself some cryptos, because we know how much there are in most coins. Of course, I am absolutely on the Theta side. Up 22 and 25%, Theta and T-Fuel. But that's only because it went down so ridiculously much. I don't care what the price is of Theta and Theta Fuel. What I do care is amount staked. Look at that. Theta's up to 66% staked. What happens when it hits 76%, 80%? How about 99.9% staked? And the exchanges are still trading, millions of Theta. Do you think these exchanges will be even around by then? Probably not. We'll have decentralized exchanges. Theta and Theta Fuel, get your hands on as much as possible. The reason I like Theta Fuel so much now is you make about double amount of T-Fuel from staking Theta Fuel versus Theta. And that gap is closing, so there's a window where you can make more T-Fuel. And the ratio's at 21. I think it'll go down to 10. Jenny had it at 8. A lot of people saying 6.2. 6.2 to 1, which means you'd make triple buying T-Fuel, if that's what happens. But Theta is the mothership. I mean, you're going to get the T-drop coins if you have Theta, which is something we'll get into later in the road. Anyway, that's kind of where we are. You want to know how the end game is going to go on? It's got to do with this. The U.S. is going to be revealing more about 9/11. But if you just go to Road to Ruta, hit RTR resources right at the top, educational resources, you'll come to this page. You go down, there's all kinds of great stuff there. But you want to learn about 9/11. If you don't know anything about 9/11, how would you like to learn everything about 9/11? Right here. Collateral damage, U.S. covert operations and terrorist attacks on September 11th. This is written by the U.S. Navy, the ONI, Office of Naval Intelligence. They didn't put their name on it, no. But if you read it, you're going to... The Office of Naval Intelligence is where they were doing the investigations into the deep state and the cabal and the gold and silver rigging. This is not hidden information. It is hidden in plain sight. Go check it out. All right. That's what I got for you. Again, go to roadtoruta.com. I just posted on Friday a discussion, myself and Jenny Moonstone. She did a reading on this, is this really happening right now? Are we going to see the collapse of the old system and the bringing in of something new? We were both very skeptical until she pulled cards on it. And it's like, holy shit, this might actually happen. And all the other stuff on silver and Theta and gold in the Grand Canyon and spirituality. Go check those readings out. Go to roadtoruta.com, hit subscribe today. You will be taken to this page and you will be sent one silver Ruta coin. Individually numbered, the coolest coin out there. There's Ruta jumping up and down on a silver brick road leading to the Fed, the takeover of the Fed by we the people. And then the Cave of Gold in the Grand Canyon. Very cool. Anyway, this is Bix Weir. RoadToRuta.com. Keep up the fight. We're winning. I'll talk to you later.
Well, here's a true story about a man just like you. He worked his whole life. He was honest and true. Built up a nest egg the way they said to. Invest in the market, money works for you. And everything is fine, picking the winners every time. Started to believe he can make dollars out of dime. Little did he know he's being primed for a fall. The riggers let you play, then the riggers steal the ball. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. We got to shut down exchanges, trade one for one. We want free markets, well, our work's just begun. Free markets are the road to freedom. Capitalism, not as bad as they say. The world has never tried it, rigging markets every day. Socialists fail every time in every way. Need a better system to forge a better day. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. We gotta shut down exchanges till they trade one for one. We want free markets, our work's just begun. Free markets are the road to freedom. I said free markets are the road to freedom. is a crypto solution, if only done right. We can take out the liars, bring dark into light, and trust in the math, not the people who lie. I think we can make it if we give it a try. We want free markets, not a million phantom trades. Lest everyone's honest, we're gonna lose what we made. We gotta shut down exchanges till they trade one for one. We want free markets, our work's just begun. 'Cause free markets are the road to freedom. I said free markets are the road to freedom. Free markets are the road to freedom.